What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 132 of the Idiotic Sports Talk. I'm your host, Liam Gavin, coming to you live from my dining room. I want to give you all the Week 5 recap. I'm sorry that I'm a week late doing it, but you know what they say, better late than never. So let's go to last Thursday's game. The Colts beat the Broncos in overtime, 12-9. Matt Ryan, 251 passing, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Rookie Alec Pierce, 8 catches for 80 yards. Russell Wilson, 274 passing, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And Cortland Sutton, 5 catches for 74 yards. So in the battle of field goals, the Colts walk out of this one victorious, and they improve their records to 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie. The Colts offense was just absolutely atrocious despite the win. They played disgustingly terrible. And the Colts defense recorded 4 sacks and 2 interceptions, but the Broncos offense was also disgusting and atrocious. Wilson was absolutely awful. He threw an interception in the end zone at a costly time, and in overtime on 4th and 1, inside the Colts 10, he decides to throw the ball. It's an incomplete pass. Stephon Gilmore bats it down, which is why I made him the cover photo of this video, because he had a great game. The Broncos defense had 6 sacks and 2 interceptions, but then again, it was facing an awful Colts offense. Easily one of the worst games I've ever watched. If you watched it too, you know what I'm talking about. And Broncos country, let's cry, because you guys are now 2-3. Next is the Sunday games. The Giants beat the Packers in London 27-22. Daniel Jones, 217 passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Saquon Barkley, 70 rushing yards and a touchdown. Aaron Rodgers, 222 passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. And Randall Cobb, 7 catches for 99 yards. So the Giants moved to 4-1 on the season with this big win in London. They got it done after being down 14 points with their run game, outrushing the Packers 125-94. The Giants also had 3 rushing touchdowns on the day. Daniel Jones did a good job with not turning the ball over, something that he's done recently or previously in the past. And the Packers had a 17-3 lead, but they blew it. They ran the ball pretty well, but they couldn't pass the ball, and it seemed like they got too pass-heavy and it didn't work. And it just seemed like Matt LaFleur was outcoached by Brian Dable. The Packers are now 2-3. Patriots beat the Lions 29-0. Rookie quarterback Bailey Zapp, 188 passing, touchdown, and an interception. Ramondre Stevenson, 161 rushing yards. Jacoby Myers, 7 catches, 111, and a touchdown. As for quarterback Jared Goff, 229 passing, no touchdowns, an interception, and a fumble. Josh Reynolds, 6 catches for 92 yards. So the Patriots moved to 2-3 with a 29-0 win over the Lions. The rookie making his first start played very well, and he had the rushing attack to help him as they got 176 total rushing yards. The Pats' defense was phenomenal. 2 sacks, an interception, and a forced fumble that led to a touchdown. Also held the number 1 offense in the league to 0 points. And the quote-unquote number 1 offense in the league got exposed. It was a rough day for them. Lions are now 4-1. Chargers beat the Browns 30-28. Justin Herbert, 228 passing, touchdown, no interceptions. Austin Eckler, 173 rushing touchdown, and a receiving touchdown. Mike Williams, 10 grabs for 134. Jacoby Brissett, 230 passing and touchdown, interception. And Nicholas Chubb, 134 rushing, 2 touchdowns for him. Amari Cooper, 7 catches, 76 yards, and a touchdown. The Chargers won on the road in a back-and-forth game to go to 3-2 on the season. They were down 14-0 early, but stuck with their run game to get the win. And the Chargers beat the Browns the same way the Browns beat everyone else. And that's with their run game. They had 238 rushing yards compared to the Browns' 213 yards. And the Browns did run the ball very well, just not as good as the Chargers. Austin Eckler versus Nick Chubb was a great match to watch. 2 of the best running backs in the league, slashing through defenses. And unfortunately for the Browns, they blow a 14-0 lead early and now fall to 2-3 on the season. Texans beat the Jaguars 13-6. Davis Mills, 140 passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions. The rookie Dameon Pierce, 99 rushing yards and a touchdown. Trevor Lawrence, 286 passing, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Marvin Jones Jr., 7 catches for 104. So the Texans get their first win of the season by upsetting their division rival on the road. They now have a 1-win, 3-loss, and 1-tie record. And Davis Mills did a great job not turning the ball over. All you can ask from your QB as the rookie running back Dameon Pierce had himself a day. Trevor Lawrence was very bad in this game. 2 interceptions and 1 being at a crucial moment in the end zone. And after playing the Jaguars the past couple of weeks and giving them a lot of props, are they the same old Jags? Are the old Jags back? They go to 2-3. Next, the Bucs beat the Falcons 21-15. Tom Brady, 351 passing, a touchdown, no interceptions. Leonard Fournette had 56 rushing yards and a touchdown. He also had 10 catches for 83 yards and a receiving touchdown. Marcus Mariota, 147 passing, a touchdown, no interceptions, and 61 rushing yards. And almighty Zacchaeus had a touchdown catch on the afternoon. The Bucs bounce back after losing 2 straight and go to 3-2 on the season. Tom Brady is now 11-0 all-time versus the Falcons. Tom Brady and the Falcons were able to shred the Falcons defense through the air, and the Bucs took a commanding 21-0 lead, but the Falcons, like they have all season, just kept fighting. The Falcons had a great run game, but unfortunately their passing game did nothing, as every time Marcus Mariota dropped back, the Bucs defense was all over him. They sacked him 5 times. The Falcons did get screwed late in the fourth quarter. They had a clean sack on Tom Brady that was called roughing the passer. Gave the Bucs a new set of downs, and they just ran the clock out. Terrible way for the Falcons to lose. They go to 2-3 after winning 2 straight games. Steelers get embarrassed by the Bills, 38-3. Josh Allen, 424 passing, 4 touchdowns and interception. Gabriel Davis, 3 catches, 171 and 2 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs, 8 catches for 102 and a touchdown. The rookie Kenny Pickett making his first start, 327 passing, no touchdowns and interceptions. And the other rookie, George Pickens, the wide receiver, 6 catches for 83 yards. The Bills go to 4-1 after steamrolling through the Steelers. Josh Allen had 4 touchdown passes and 350 passing yards just in the first half. He easily could have broke Norm Van Brocklin's 550 passing yards in a single game if the Bills decided to keep him in. And rookie quarterback Kenny Pickett, he was thrown into the fire in his first NFL start. This is the first time under head coach Mike Tomlin where the Steelers lost by 35 points. The Steelers now go 1-4 after they won their first game of the season. Next is the Titans beating the Commanders 21-17. Ryan Tannehill, 181 passing, no touchdowns. 181, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Derrick Henry, 102 rushing and 2 rushing touchdowns. And as for Carson Wentz, 359 passing, 2 touchdowns and an interception. De'Ami Brown had 2 catches for 105 and 2 touchdowns. So after the Titans started 0-2, they've now won 3 straight games to go to 3-2. And they got the job done by feeding Derrick Henry the ball and Ryan Tannehill not turning the ball over. Carson Wentz looked good this game, probably his best game as a Commander, except in the final seconds of the game where he threw a pick on the goal line. However, he was trying to win his team the game. In the Commanders' defense, they sacked Ryan Tannehill 5 times and delivered constant pressure, but they just couldn't stop Derrick Henry. And after starting 1-0, the Commanders now lost 4 straight and go to 1-4. Next is the Jets beating the Dolphins 40-17. Zach Wilson, 210 passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions, and a rushing touchdown. The rookie Breece Hall, 97 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown, 2 catches for 100 yards, and Michael Carter had 2 rushing touchdowns on the afternoon. Teddy Bridgewater, replacing Tua Tagovailoa, got hurt as soon as the game started, so in comes the 3rd-string rookie, Skylar Thompson, 166 passing, no touchdowns, an interception, and a fumble. Raheem Mostert, 113 rushing and a touchdown. The Jets improved to 3-2 with the big win over their division rival. The Jets moved to 2-0 with Zach Wilson coming back as their quarterback, and he did pretty good yesterday by not turning the ball over. And the Jets' running game was on fire. They had 5 touchdowns on the ground, led by rookie Breece Hall. I mean, this kid's a monster. I drafted him pretty late in fantasy, and he's definitely earned a starting spot now. Teddy Bridgewater got a safety, and he got injured on the same exact play with, I believe, which was a concussion. So now the Dolphins have 2 quarterbacks that are out with concussions. So in comes the rookie 3rd-stringer, Skylar Thompson, who did all he could to try to get his team the win. Just wasn't happening. They had their run game down pretty good. He just wasn't unable to use his arm. It was a close game until the 4th quarter. And then the Jets outscored the Dolphins 21-0. The Dolphins are now 3-2. Next is the Vikings beating the Bears 29-22. Kirk Cousins, 296 passing, a touchdown, an interception, and a rushing touchdown. Dalvin Cook, 94 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson, 12 catches for 154. Justin Fields, 208 passing, a touchdown, no interceptions. And the running back, David Montgomery, had a rushing touchdown, 4 catches for 62 yards as well. The Vikings win a thriller against their division rival and moved to 4-1. It was 21-3 at one point, but the Vikings made a few mistakes and got the Bears back in the game. The Bears took a 22-21 lead at one point. But the Vikings overcame that small deficit in the fourth quarter by scoring a touchdown and going for two and getting the 2-point conversion as well. The Bears didn't look that bad on offense in the second half. Unfortunately, they don't win as they fall to 2-3. Saints beat the Seahawks 39-32. Andy Dalton, 187 passing, a touchdown and an interception. Taysom Hill, 112 rushing, 3 rushing touchdowns and a passing touchdown. And Alvin Kamara, 103 rushing, 6 catches for 91 yards and a fumble. The rookie Chris Olave, 4 catches, 54 yards and a touchdown. Quarterback of the Seahawks, Geno Smith, 268 passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Tyler Lockett, 5 catches, 104 and 2 scores. And DK Metcalf, 5 catches, 88 yards, a touchdown and a fumble. The Saints prevail in a shootout with the Seahawks to go 2-3. It was good to see Alvin Kamara back out there running through defenses. And how about Taysom Hill, the ultimate Swiss Army knife with 4 touchdowns? And despite the loss, the Seahawks played great. No one expected them to be this competitive this year. Geno Smith is finally balling out. It seems like he finally found a home in Seattle. And the Seahawks go to 2-3 after this loss. Next is the Niners beating the Panthers 37-15. Jimmy G, 253 passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Tevin Coleman, rushing and receiving touchdown. Jeff Wilson Jr., 120 rushing and a touchdown. Baker Mayfield, 215 passing, touchdown and an interception. Christian McCaffrey, 54 rushing yards and a touchdown, 7 catches for 50 yards. And the Niners destroyed the Panthers to go 3-2. The Niners offense shredded the Panthers defense on the ground and in the air. The Niners defense gave the Panthers offense problems all afternoon with 6 sacks and a pick 6. And the Panthers fans, you guys should rejoice because Matt Rule, your head coach, has been fired after the game. So I never thought he was that great of an NFL head coach anyway. Panthers now 1-4. Eagles beat the Cardinals 20-17. Jalen Hurts, 239 passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions, 61 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Tight end Dallas Goedert, 8 catches for 95 yards, and Devontae Smith, 10 catches for 87 yards. Kyler Murray of the Cardinals, 250 passing, a touchdown and an interception. And Marquise Brown, 8 catches, 78 yards and a touchdown. So the Eagles won in a close game in the desert to remain the only undefeated team in the league at 5-0. Eagles jumped to a quick 14-0 lead, but the Cardinals made it a game going into the fourth quarter by tying it 17-17. But unfortunately for the Cardinals, they went to go kick the game-tying field goal, but they missed it. That would have sent it into overtime. Cardinals are now 2-3. Next is the Cowboys beating the Rams 22-10. Cooper Rush, 102 passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Tony Pollard, 86 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. Matt Stafford, 308 passing, a touchdown, an interception, and 2 fumbles. And Cooper Kupp, 7 catches for 125 and a touchdown. So how about them Cowboys? Cowboys win their 4th straight game as they go to 4-1 on the season after they took down the defending Super Bowl champs. Cooper Rush wasn't phenomenal, but he protected the ball very well like he has been doing. The Dallas Cowboys outrushed the Rams 163-38, which played a big part of the win. The Dallas defense was phenomenal. 5 sacks, a blocked punt, an interception, and 2 forced fumbles, one of them which went for a touchdown. And outside of Cooper Kupp, the Rams offense just didn't exist. Matt Stafford could not handle that Dallas defense. Do the Rams have the Super Bowl hangover? I'm sure we'll find out as the season goes on as they fall to 2-3. Ravens beat the Bengals 19-17. Lamar Jackson, 174 passing, a touchdown, interception, 58 rushing yards. Tight end Mark Andrews, 8 catches, 89 yards and a touchdown. As for Joe Burrow, 217 passing, a touchdown, an interception, and a rushing touchdown. And tight end Hayden Hurst, 6 catches, 53 yards and a touchdown. So the Ravens win their first home game of the season against their division rival to go to 3-2. The Ravens had a double-digit lead at home again and almost blew it, but luckily they didn't as Justin Tucker nails a game-winning field goal as time expires, going 4 for 4 on field goals this game, proving that he's the greatest kicker of all time. The Bengals easily could have won this game, but in the third quarter, they decided to go for it on 4th and goal and missed. Instead of just trying to get a field goal, they just tried getting a little too greedy and it backfired. And since they failed that 4th down conversion, they fall to 2-3 on the season. The final game of Week 5 is the Monday night game where the Chiefs beat the Raiders 30-29. Mahomes threw for 292 passing, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Travis Kelce, 7 catches, 25 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, 6 catches for 90 yards. And as for Raiders quarterback Derek Carr, 241 passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Josh Jacobs, 154 rushing yards and a touchdown. And Devontae Adams, 3 catches for 124 and 2 scores. So the Chiefs win in an absolute thriller over their division rival to go to 4-1. No lead is ever safe with Patrick Mahomes as the quarterback because the Raiders jumped to an early 17-0 lead but couldn't hold on to it. And what a game by Travis Kelce. Only having 25 yards but 4 touchdowns is monster. Raiders fall to 1-4 as they lose a game they easily could have won. When the Chiefs led 30-23 with a little over 7 minutes left, the Raiders score with 4:30 left in the game. But instead of tying it, they go for 2 and they fail. And with just a little over 2 minutes left, the Raiders got the ball back, and there was a controversial call on Devontae Adams where it looked like he had a catch, but it was ruled a no catch, which led to 4th and 1 around midfield. And instead of giving it to Josh Jacobs, who was killing it all game, they tried to take a deep shot to Adams or Renfro. You couldn't tell who the ball was being thrown to because they got tangled up and they both fell to the ground, and that ended the game right there. So that's it for the Week 5 recap. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to follow me on my Instagram page, subscribe to my YouTube channel, do what you can to promote my page. Thank you all, and have a wonderful night.